Hey Movement students, how you doing? For those who don't know me, my name is Juan and I get to serve as your middle school resident. I got a question for you. Have you ever been in class and normal day in class, you're doing your work, you're being quiet, you're behaving well, and then there's that one kid in the back. That one kid in the back of the classroom, not doing his homework, not paying attention, goofing off, cracking jokes. I know that's happened to you guys because I've been there. I've been that guy. And then the teacher gets fed up and says, all right, well, everybody get out a piece of paper. We're going to have a pop quiz. Or maybe you're on your sports team and everyone's showing up, giving 110% besides that one person. And that one person is just going through the motions and the coach gets upset and makes everyone do sprints. In both of those situations, you would say that that was not fair. That's what we're going to talk today, guys, is we're going to talk about justice. We're going to talk about justice. I know this is a heavy, heavy topic today. You may have been hearing this word on Instagram, on TikTok, on the news, on the media. But really, justice is not anything new. Justice and injustice go all the way back to the beginning of time. I want to start off with a question that hopefully we get to answer in the next few weeks to bring you clarity on justice is how do we know the difference between what God calls justice and what culture says? If we look at Isaiah 61:8, it says, "For I, the Lord, love justice. I hate robbery and wrongdoing. I will faithfully reward my people for their suffering and make an everlasting covenant with them." Guys, by looking at this verse, we see that, one, there's always going to be injustice because we're imperfect people. See, God created us to be in a right relationship with him. But once sin entered the world, that relationship was tainted. And every time we imperfect people try to make an effort to make things right, it's pale in comparison to what God wants to do to make it right, to bring justice. See, God's end goal for justice is to restore that relationship with him. God's justice is bigger than the justice that we hear about on the news or maybe the justice that the world's trying to bring. It's bigger than a hashtag. It's bigger than a protest. It's even bigger than our country's judicial system. Now, I'm not saying these things are bad. They're not. They're actually good things. But the justice that the world's trying to bring is only a shadow of what God's standard is for justice. See, God actually gives us three clear measures of a life of justice. Micah 6, verse 7 and 8 says, and these are God's people trying to fix their relationship with God, and they're offering all of their items, all of their things, and it's not what God wants. Micah 6, verse 7 says, "Should we offer him thousands of rams or 10,000 rivers of olive oil? We should sacrifice our firstborn children to pay for our own sins." They're basically saying, do we just give God everything so we can make things right? No, O people, the Lord has told you what is good, and this is what he requires of you. Now, this is what I want you guys to catch. To do what is right, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God. See, that's what God calls us to do to bring justice. See, today you may look like, what does that mean for us? I don't know what that means. I know the Israelites, God's people, were oppressed by Pharaoh in Egypt and were under all of these systems and operations that kept them bondage to Egypt. But guys, I want to tell you something, that today people are oppressed. People are oppressed by systems that are in place. Today people are oppressed by circumstances that are out of their control. And I want to challenge you to prayerfully ask God to continue to give you opportunities. To give you opportunities to do justice in your circles. To do justice in your classrooms. To do justice in your city. So as we continue to go through this series, I want you to remember to do what is right, love mercy, and walk humbly. Thank you, students.